Are you, what's going on?
Computer crashed on me.
The whole thing?
Well, it froze. I couldn't do anything. It wasn't streaming. It wasn't doing anything. So I had to reset a bunch of stuff by turning the
Yeah.
computer off.
Okay, so yeah, the whole computer went down. Um,
Okay.
you were playing Spyro off the Switch though, weren't you?
Yes. But I can't stream it. Because, you have to use the capture card on the computer.
No, yeah, I understand.
So,
I'm just making certain you didn't lose progress.
no, I didn't lose any progress.
There's now a cat.
Here it is functioning. Okay. Everything is good. We're all good here, guys. Got everything fixed. I think. Hopefully.
Nobody mentioned anything in chat, so I think we might be in good shape.
Well, I just started a second stream. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. You probably heard the last few bits of that conversation. PC just kind of crapped out on me for some reason. So I had to end the previous stream and start over again. That's the very beginning of the level. Treasure.
I wonder if there's some sort of means to keep the stream active even after a computer goes out, and then just use the stream key to resume. I'm sure it's done at like professional scale. Or
It automatically
international
like dropped it.
Yeah.
Hey, we rescued Kelvin.
Now that's a magic player.
Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
Yeah, everybody knows blue players in Magic the Gathering are evil. All of them. Every single one.
Which is ironic considering black is a color in the game.
Racist.
Necro black, evil, dark magic, black.
I'd argue freezing your opponent in time for all of eternity is more evil.
Sure. Removing their
Removing all player agency is evil.
But in like a holy light kind of way.
Not really. That would be the white cards.
Yeah. Like,
which are the opposite of the black cards.
Yeah.
Although they effectively do the same thing.
Yeah.
Alright. Now to make my way back to the end of the level.
You know what? I think I have Lair. I don't think I've ever stopped to try and play it.
Lair?
Yeah.
What's that?
It is a game where you play as a dragon and you do stuff. Made by the same people who made it Rogue Squadron. You ignited a bunch of fireworks in a box. What do you think was going to happen?
I didn't think I was standing in range for the explosion to affect me. That's what I thought was going to happen.
It was still within range of How small do you think the blast radius is?
Not very
Smaller than your
large.
range? I think you gotta ignite it, then jump off the platform.
To my doom again.
No, you're supposed to jump off the platform to safety. That's the part you messed up on.
I was trying to jump to the other platform.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Shut up, Yoda. That only works in Dark Souls.
Have you heard Spyro's the Dark Souls of 3D platformers? What? Nope, that's Crash Bandicoot.
All that for one lousy gemstone.
Do? Is there another one back there? Yeah, I guess not. Got a couple there.
Okay. Through here. How did I miss this? Okay, I
Wham.
guess that makes up for one lost life.
I mean, could be worse. Could be the Sonic Lost World money or the life grinding loop.
I've never played
you-
Sonic Lost World, so I wouldn't know.
Uh,
I'd heard that
Played-
game was notoriously terrible.
it's not that bad. It's just not like. How do you say it? I wouldn't say it's worse than Spyro. Like, it's just like if Spyro came out in. If Spyro 1 came out in 2013, 2014, it just wasn't what Sonic fans were looking for at the time.
I don't think Spyro can turn fast enough to hit this guy.
Maybe there's another power up you need.
Or maybe I just wasn't putting enough emphasis on the joystick.
He's also still stopping a little bit, so he could be going faster. Oop. Reminds me of the lightning moles.
What? Lightning moles didn't move like this.
Yeah, they did.
Smug little...
Although he looks like a grapple lock. There you go.
Smug little bastard. Hmm. Oh, that's neat. You can move them around. I did not... How did I not notice that before?
Maybe they picked that up from Warframe.
Oh no. Warframe has begun to infect everything. They must
was
be
inevitable.
stopped. I guess the wizards and druids don't like each other. Oh. That's interesting. We'll put a pin in exploring that area first.
Please do something about these green druids. They insist on moving everything in sight.
Really not helping the image of Wizard 101 players there, are we?
Nope.
I should have just kept gliding. Should have just kept going forward. Full speed ahead.
What do you want for Christmas?
Well, that's a long ways off. Why not ask me about my birthday?
Because then I would have to tell the audience when your birthday is.
Oh, no. Oh, you wouldn't.
It's before Christmas.
I mean, technically everything's before Christmas if you think about it. With the whole year moving in a cycle and all.
I'm familiar. What do you want for Christmas?
That is a hard question to answer, good sir. Very hard.
If Christmas was March 23rd, what would you want for Christmas?
I'm gonna have to sleep on that one.
Then it would be March 23rd. Fine. What do you want for March 24th? Are they earthbending?
More or less.
If you kill them, does it just stay in one place?
Moves back to its
Oh,
normal
it's the pit
position.
center. That's lame. How are you supposed to get that now? I think you're supposed to use the momentum to launch yourself over.
I don't know. I don't actually remember the level layouts of Spyro 1 like I do Spyro 3. All I know is there's a way to get up to everything, pretty much.
What if you pause midair and then press the jump button again?
I don't think that would even work, even in the original.
No, but it works in Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom was not a well put together game.
Yeah.
Also, I am not a fan of Knuckles' redesign in those games.
I am. I like it.
And the reason why I'm not a fan of that redesign is Knuckles is stronger than Sonic, but he's not supposed to be built like a linebacker.
I agree. I think it's a tad overdone.
But
But
I
I
like
feel
how they
like-
designed him in the movie. He's bulkier than Sonic, but he's not, you know.
Yeah.
Until then,
But like
remember
without
that
Boom
supercharge
Sonic, do you think
makes you invincible.
movie Paramount would have even gone in that direction? Because like they kept them the same up until Bob Raffay decided to redesign them.
Yeah.
Oh, what a coincidence! Bob Raffay is the character designer behind Jack and Daxter.
Well, character designs can't all be winners, can they? Oh, I lost my supercharge.
I'd say a lot of people don't like the character designs in Jack and Daxter either.
I mean, in the first one, yeah, there was a bit of an odd reception to it, because it's like... My sister would hate me for saying that, using this term, but it has very pseudo-anime design vibes.
Yeah, I get it, but it's...
Like, it never went full anime, but it never went full Saturday morning cartoon with its designs either.
Yeah.
So
But
it just
I'd
kinda...
say Teen Titans did the same thing, but in the opposite direction.
I'd say Teen Titans went full anime.
Nah. It was very close. But it kept a lot of that,
Now, the Batman from 2004, that one
Yeah.
was more like Jackie Chan Adventures. Little anime, but still very Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably a better example. But that show isn't as viewed as Teen Titans. Plus a touchdown. Can you ski jump your way up?
Oh, I'm not trying to reach a thing. I was trying to... But yes, you can use that to ski jump.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention earlier, I guess.
Oh! I see. This would have been a shortcut.
But here we grow mullets.
I mean, I guess you could call Spyro's little mohawk here a mullet, since dragons don't actually have hair.
No, it would have to be long in the back.
But, come on. That's long.
Not really. It does shorten as it gets further down. Definitely a mohawk, though. Does the frame rate drop whenever it's counting the first half of that gem, or is it on my
Yeah.
end?
It's the frame rate.
Okay.
But now I'm left wondering, do all dragons start off quadrupedal in this universe, and then as they mature, they become more bipedal?
The evolution would say so, considering Spyro has stunts in this game. However, he could also be stunted. Because he does not age like other dragons.
Well, we don't really see very many examples of other dragons starting off as like children and then growing into adults.
Yep.
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly.
Now that's a magic play.
I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
Yes, ponder the orb.
That was another thing that I noticed when playing Hero's Tale. All the characters are much more mean-spirited in that one.
You know that guy's wearing green? Leave him be. That one there? Nope, he's dead. He's dead.
He's dead,
All he
like
did-
all of the other ones. Spyro committed
All
a
he did was
genocide.
threaten to put you in a little bit of water.
Yeah, Spyro can't swim. At least not in the first
Shaw.
game. I think the devs realized how dumb it was to put that limitation on a dragon. Because
I
the
think-
very next game, he's able to swim.
It is a means of like immediate death of a pit in a platformer without everything having to be pits. You can have a little bit more creative decision.
Mm-hmm. He looks so happy.
Like a Lisette.
Ow. That was a cheap shot. Jarvis, Iron Man needs you.
This is my favorite
Oh no, the butler.
charge spot. Use it to bash those wizards.
So, do you think that that's like an example of slight speciation, or do you think they get like magical cosmetic surgery to make their wings look like that?
It's not surgery if it's magic.
The flesh sculptor in Riften would like a few words with you.
Curious how much of my background noise you can hear.
I'm sorry, there's a certain level of what?
I'm curious how much of my background noise you can hear.
Not a whole lot. Like, I can hear you smacking the keys.
Well, and the microphone's so far away. You don't hear any other noises?
Not at the moment.
Cool. Wonderful. Surprised this is confused.
Alright, let's try and ski jump off of this. And jump! I hear the thief laughing, but I see him not.
Well done, Spyro. Thank you for releasing me.
And thank you for actually thanking me. Huh. Okay, so there's a bunch of supercharged jump points. What?
Ooh.
What?
There's even more buttons.
Of course, you'd find that fascinating.
I was looking at the successor to the controller I have, and they have the Fly Digivator 5 Pro controller, which is available on Amazon in English, so I don't have to like import it like I had to do this before. But it has a Xbox licensed version. I was like, wow, who would care about that? And then they have the same model and the same color scheme, just in like a Fly Digi version. But where the Xbox logo button was, they now have a Fly Digi home button. Like that'll be useful for like Steam, I guess, or if you want to map out a home button on PSS, or PCS3. That's just a bunch of letters. You know that?
There's a secret area in the
Is
I
that
think
the
my
map
limit should
from
be-
Treasure Planet and that dragon's horns?
on the stones there.
It looks like it.
Artisan's homeworld waterfall. Sounds good.
Or it's a power cell with all the extra bits shoved in.
The bits that make it look like an atom.
Yeah. But the Vader 5 has... So it has that home button up top. And I looked at the bottom, and then the bottom two buttons, the what used to be the home button and the mouse button, the function button, capture button, I don't really know what to call it. While it's connected to my computer, if I press that button, it turns the gyro into a mouse input, which is useful for certain things that don't recognize gyro directly. But like a Metroid Prime on Dolphin. But in addition to that, there's also 2 more shoulder buttons. So it's got 4 shoulder buttons and 2 triggers. In addition to the typical 4 back buttons. And the already introduced C and Z buttons.
The boss level. I don't actually
Blowhard.
remember. I don't actually remember what the boss of this level is or what their gimmick is.
When did Insomniac start putting a bunch of dirty jokes into their games? Was it day one? It may
I
have.
think it was day one. I just think they got more obvious with it as they went along. You know, like with Ratchet and Clank calling the second game Up Your Arsenal. Or is that the third one?
No, the second one was Going Commando. The third one was Up Your Arsenal. The fourth one was Deadlock, which I think they wanted to call it Jawlock. So then I was like, okay. But the fifth one's going to be called Foreplay. No? Okay.
Yeah, I think eventually somebody at one of the higher-ups eventually said, yeah, we can't have you using these euphemisms for the game titles anymore.
How long have I lived in a politically correct world?
Oh,
That's not even politically correct. That's just sanitized. There's a difference between the two. He's not even hurting you. He's the mechanism that leveled us up.
He's dead, Jim. There's no saving him. His fate was sealed the moment he got in the dragon's way. Are you gonna teach me to be an assassin?
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. I have no idea how long I've been trapped in this crystal, and neither do you.
Who are you again?
Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
The dragon has dementia. Got it.
Leave him be, let him up.
I'm not gonna leave him be.
Leave him be.
They're moving the platforms to increase the difficulty here.
Is it though?
Yes, the whole point is they're trying to obstruct you. They're not doing a very good job of it, but that is the
That's
reason
what
they're
I was
moving it.
asking.
Huh. There's a whirlwind there. Does it just to act as a shortcut? Okay, it is. Eh. Can't say that my curiosity wasn't satisfied. Yeah, the bosses in this game are interesting because only a handful of them actually like function like bosses you would expect from a platformer. Like this guy just kind of runs away and I think he occasionally attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really get boss fights or nail boss fights for platformers or boss fights for this series down until they got to the third game. That's where they perfected it.
Mr. Krabs at distance.
Thank you, Spyro, for recovering so many of our dragon eggs.
Not Mr. Krabs.
I don't remember this guy requiring you to find dragon eggs. Also, I'm beginning to suspect that the balloonists are some kind of rodent. Like chipmunks.
Hop
Yeah.
over for the Beastmaker's world if you're ready.
Who did Patrick Warburton
You like
play
the
in
dog?
Skylanders?
I wouldn't know. I never played Skylanders.
Ah, what a shame.
Mostly because it starts off as a Spyro game and then it very quickly forgets about and leaves Spyro behind.
I don't know if it ever had an intention to, like,
The very first game is called
be...
Skylander
Adventure.
Spyro's Adventure.
Yes.
And then
it
they
was
just
like,
left Spyro behind and completely forgot about him as a character, really.
yeah, because I don't think it was intended to be like a Spyro platforming game. It's like if Luigi's Mansion isn't a 3D platformer and has a little bit of Mario in it, is it really a Mario game?
I would argue it's still a Mario game. It's just not a platform-centric Mario game. Because
Yeah,
Mario
so it's
covers
like
a wide array of genres.
Yeah, and it expands the media that this universe can cover. That's what I thought Skylanders was, but with Spyro. And also Crash, but later on. And also Donkey Kong.
Nah, they
Nasty North is turning our swamp into an electrified junk heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
I think you saw Spyro and were like,
don't put the character's name in the title if it's not going to be centered around that character. That's all I'm saying.
who else is in a title that is hardly there? I don't know.
Because, like, at least with Luigi's Mansion, they don't say it's Mario in Luigi's Mansion. It's just Luigi's Mansion.
All right,
Guest starring Mario.
Let me think of a video game series that has a title that hardly has the title character playable. Maybe there's a Zelda game. Maybe Ocarina of Time. Maybe Mask. Maybe Link to the Past. Nope, that's got Link's name in it. Shit. What Zelda game doesn't have Link's name and hardly has the title character playable?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I should get off Zelda. How about Metroid? What game does not have you play as Metroid?
All right. Those are exceptions because the title, Legend of Zelda, it's not saying, oh, you know, how to put it? They don't frame Zelda as the main character. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
But she still plays a major role in the story and is still a primary focus in said game, despite not being playable.
Spyro plays a very major focus of like the plot of the first game, of first Skylanders game, and he's not in the title of the second, third, fourth. I don't know. I think it was 4.
I don't know. They made way too many of those things because they were chasing after the Toys to Life trend, which I am glad has pretty much died.
I think they could have actually made them toys. That would have been cool. Why were they
just statues?
Yeah.
Because the creators of that game lacked true ambition.
I don't think it was the creators, because I think Toys for Bob definitely wanted to make toys. I think Activision didn't want to pay for a bunch of springs and hinges. Like, okay, we got solid plastic. Perfect. Let's put NFC thing
They could have gone the Mega Bloks route.
Elaborate.
So Mega Bloks had a series of construction sets under the Dragons label. And they had fully sculpted dragon toys that went with these construction sets. And you simply put them together. Like, in the packaging, you have the wings, the upper half of the head, the 4 legs, and then the main body with the tail and everything, right?
So that's like...
So it's a basic...
8 parts.
Yeah, it's a basic assembly. There's not too much articulation, but it does... They did come with wing flapping, a wing flapping gimmick, and a glowing eyes gimmick, and the mouth could open and close. Oh, and their hands were magnetic, so they could grab onto the minifigures and other objects in game or in the set.
So tail, head, jaw, torso, all 4 of the limbs.
Well, the tail,
also the tail.
The tail, lower jaw, and torso are all one part.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
they didn't.
Head was the upper
But the upper part
upper
of the
jaw
head.
was the part.
Yeah, the upper jaw was its own separate piece. And I had 2 of them. and they were fun.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 7 plus the eyes,
Oh,
8, and the wings, 10. That's 10 separate pieces.
well, you didn't put the eyes were already a part of the upper jaw.
Yeah, but they're not going to be sculpted the same.
Oh, okay, yeah, point.
So 10 pieces, 2 magnets, no springs, right?
Not as far as I can remember. I no longer have the actual toy to look at and like fiddle with to test out. But as far as I remember, there were no springs in it.
Okay. So, damn.
I did not
you got-
expect the land to not count as land.
You got Activision manufacturing 10 parts. Let's keep them all solid colors. And then let people like paint them themselves, I guess, as miniatures. Maybe put that in the ads. Like,
Some assembly required.
Paint sold separately. And then you can have your own character, and then you could have the NFC into the torso tail body thing. Wait, hold on. We got to do this for how many different characters are going to be in the game?
I don't remember how many they had in total.
I'm going to lowball it and say 30.
I mean, to be fair, the later games did do that whole like body swapping thing where you could mix and match their parts. So
Yeah, I know that came in later, but alright, so I pulled up an image here. We got 4 for each of the colors, tribes, and you have 8 different. Nope, yeah, 8 different tribes. So 4 times 8. 36. I lowballed it pretty well.
yeah, they could have done that.
Hold on. Where am I? eBay. Spyro's Adventure, buy 4, get 1 free. $139. If we just blindly purchase this, what are the odds that we get them
Watch
all?
out, Spyro. The Norks in these parts have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stings.
5 blind packs for $1.50.
Huh. Making all the Beastmakers dragons into Southern Hicks was a choice.
It could have been hillbillies.
I mean, worked for the Yellow Sage and Jack and Daxter, didn't it?
Yeah, Yellow Sage wanted to make muskrats. Okay,
Who
so there's
would have
36.
thought see the day I'd be rescued by a boy and his pet muskrat?
So we're looking at 360 different molds. Sorry. Yeah, no. You're gonna have to separate the torso into 2 parts and then weld them together after putting the NFT chips inside. That complicated the math. We can keep the heads together for most of the characters. Okay, let's merge the upper head to the torso. Nobody gets biting action. But that gives you 360 different pieces to mold.
It still sounds like it would have been doable. Although I suppose Activision didn't want to risk investing so much into an unproven IP, which is probably why they attached Spyro to it.
Mm-hmm. See, it all makes sense. It's not even a Spyro game. It is just something that kind of expands the lore that Spyro is in.
if they didn't treat it as a reboot.
Did you want him to be an already accomplished hero for the first game?
I mean, kinda, yeah. Especially since you're bringing back characters from the Legend of Spyro series on top of that. Because they brought Cinder back, too. And they show where he and Cinder have a history.
Um,
Good job,
Oh, no.
Spyro.
Another Wizard 101 player.
Oh, the dragons about your amazing adventures.
no,
Sure.
we both
What
know
I'd
that's
really
not
like
Wizard
to do is
101.
get out of this swamp.
You're right, it's the average Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Yeah, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
We both say as Yu-Gi-Oh players.
I weight the average in that direction as well.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't bother trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh competitively. That game became way too complex.
In your opinion, when did that happen?
I'd say after 5Ds. Like, once you get past synchro summoning, the mechanics started becoming a little too complicated for me to comprehend and build strategies around.
I've seen a couple of different pro players discuss on YouTube when that it got too complicated, and they all say different answers. But I'd say that it would definitely be the after the Exceed summoning, which was basically so I guess I'll go through the full evolution. So you got normal monsters, you got your effect monsters that sometimes summon themselves with whatever attribute is listed on the card. It's whatever. But then you get the fusion cards that require 2 specific cards and also polymerization. And people love that. They like their Time Wizard, their Baby Dragon, you get your 1,000-year Dragon, and whatever other combinations you get to show. But after that, they started doing synchro summoning, where you need a tuner and a non-tuner, and you need the sum of their levels to equal
The sum
level
of the thing you're
synchro
summoning.
monster. Yeah. So if you want to do 3 and 5, and the 3 is a tuner and the 5 is not a tuner, then bam, you have 8-star Stardust Dragon. And some people say right there, you should have cut it off. That's already too complicated. 3 plus 5 is too much for me. But then after that, they did the Ixes summon. Spelled XYZ, but in, I think, the first instruction booklet, they had a pronunciation guide. It was like IK-SEEZ, like Ixes. And it was for the Exceed summoning mechanic. And that you just have to have 2, sometimes 3, it would say on the card, monsters of the same level. So if you do 3 and 3, you can get a rank 3 Exceed monster. If you do 4 and 4, you can get it rank 4. And it's important that the Exceed monsters are ranks and not levels, so they cannot be used for synchros. Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's too complicated?
I mean,
4 and 4 makes a rank 4?
Like, if it was just the Xyz by itself, that would be simple enough. But because you have synchros still in the game and operating simultaneously with them, it makes it more complicated than it needs to be.
Okay.
Like, I feel that's where it begins
I feel like
to fall
you
off.
could just either make a deck that takes advantage of both of them, and if you are making the deck, you have the experience with them, or you're only going to be dealing with one at a time. You're not really going to be weaponizing somebody's mechanic against them all too much. I skipped over ritual monsters, but they're not all that important.
Yeah, for
It's
me,
basically
I think the only mechanic in Yu-Gi-Oh that I always thought was completely useless was ritual summoning.
yeah.
Because it's like
It's like
I'm sorry, I have to play a spell, but I also have to
yeah,
have the relevant creature card in my hand in order to fully utilize the effects of said spell.
yeah. You need to have the spell. You need to have the ritual monster in your hand, and you had to have the combined total of the level of the ritual monster on the field until they started getting more generic later on with it. But initially, it was that. If you want to get a level 8 ritual monster, you'd have to have that monster in your hand along with the spell and a combination of monsters whose level total to 8 or higher.
And see, this is the reason why they opted to make GX almost entirely about fusions.
Yes.
Spyro, it's great to
And
see
I'm
you,
down for
but
that.
I gotta go.
But after Xyz summons and where a lot of people say everything just got too complicated was with pendulum monsters.
Oh
Where
god.
for the first
Pendulum.
time in the game they introduced 2 more spaces where instead of it being 5 monster zones, 5 spell trap zones, the deck, the graveyard, the field zone, and the banish pile. Banish pile was originally called remove from play, but then banish is a lot more condensed, and
I
people
mean,
know what it means.
if you
It makes
play
sense.
Magic the Gathering, they call it exiled, but you know, it's a nice, quick, simple term.
It's graveyard, but more special, and
Mhm.
it works perfectly fine. But
All right. With it being
with
5 o'clock, I think we should transition to the other half of the stream.
yeah, but
So,
let me finish the Yu-Gi-Oh rant.
yeah.
So with pendulums, you would have to have uh one card on the right side, one card on the left side, and they had new stats to them that only happen to these pendulum cards. That there is a high value and a or there's a blue number to the right and a blue number to the left and a red number to the right. And if you get a high number on the right side and a low number on the left side, or vice versa, you can summon anything between these two numbers. So if you have like 1 and 8, you could do anywhere between 2 and 7. And you can just special summon everything you want from your hand that's allowed to do so, and also all of the pendulum monsters from your grave, which wasn't the grave, it was the banished zone. Because instead of going to the grave like a normal card, they would go to that banished zone. The extra deck. Not sorry, not the banished zone. It was the extra deck. My mistake. So they go to where cards, your powerful cards normally go before you start the match, and they go there during the match, and you can just pull them back out with this mechanic. And you can only do this once per turn, but it's just everything all at once, and even the cards that were destroyed previously. And people thought that was crazy. They eventually streamlined it down a little bit by moving the pendulum zones to the spell and trap zones. So you now have 3 spell or trap zones, 2 pendulum slash spell slash trap zones, and then you have everything else. And then they introduced the link monsters, which require a tribute of as many cards as the link is. If you have a link 1, then you need to get rid of 1 card, but if it's 4, then you have to get rid of 4. Which that math is really easy, but then it has these arrows that have determine where cards can be summoned from the extra deck, which slows down pendulums a lot. but then that also kind of like warps your fusion Xyz and synchro monsters that were playing just fine beforehand. Now it's got to be in these very specific spots, and you have to use link monsters in order to run them, unless you want to use just the one extra deck monster zone in the middle. Well, there's two, but you can't use the other one until you use a link monster to do so. So,
Yeah. All I know is if it becomes really easy for the sweats to be able to beat you on turn 0, your card
That's
game
gonna
has become
happen
too
with any game.
complicated.
Well, it's not that it's too complicated. That's a matter of power creep. But yeah, I agree with
Because
you.
like in Magic, it takes a heck of a lot more effort to build a deck that allows you to win on turn 0 than it does in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Have you built a deck for both games
Yes.
to do that?
Well, I haven't done it for Magic, but I have, with consultation from other players, built a deck, or a theoretical deck, around turn 0 wins in Yu-Gi-Oh! And pendulums really do make it super, super broken.
Yeah.
On top of the other stuff. Anyway, I already have the game posted and ready, so, anytime.
Mine's booting. So yeah, I think Xyz monsters were fine. I think synchros were fine. I think rituals probably needed a buff. I think putting ritual monsters in the extra deck zone and then keeping the ritual cards in the main deck would have been fine. Especially since
Honestly,
you
if
still
they
need
had
to
just
tribute
made
them
it,
off the field.
if they had just made ritual summons a case of you just need to have have the monsters on the field that equal the level of the creature you're summoning and the spell card, wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
But it's the fact
If
that
you
they
have
were
them
like, you have
on
to
the
have
field-
it on in your hand.
And then fusion monsters, they can be on the field or in your hand. But then you would be spending 3 cards from your hand if you're trying to do that. 3 cards minimum. You could be using more. And then that's like a large amount of your elbow space, I guess. You play online. Ready. Join game. Searching. Let's get this discount D&D Marvel game out of the way.
Oh man, there's still we're only about like, I want to say we're a little shy of halfway through.
Okay, I was gonna guess like 4 nights. Yeah, 4
Is-
nights.
Because
Beta Ray Bill.
we still gotta go to hell. Also, I'm gonna change Spidey's costume because I keep confusing him for Deadpool.
Okay. You want me to change Deadpool to
No, you can leave Deadpool as is.
details?
All right.
Outfit.
Deadpool.
Classic.
Let's see.
Ultimate.
Deadpool. Deadpool.
Weaponette.
Deadpool.
Assassin.
Deadpool.
Do you have a bluer Spider-Man suit? Or they all just kind of lean into the red?
I mean, other than the classic suit, yeah, they all lean into red.
Okay.
I just needed the color to be different from Deadpool.
Maybe we can get Bobby Drake to not be black. You know,
You just made me think of that scene from the second X-Men movie. Have you ever tried not being a mutant?
There we go.
The original costume. He's just a snowman.
Have you
Uh,
seen the Imagineering? Nah, give me the snowman.
Oh, you don't want the one that gives you max health? He'll be tankier.
I don't think tanky is necessarily the issue. You know, when's the last time we even invested stuff?
Yeah, true.
We're back to the tavern. We can upgrade our characters. What do I even
Oh,
want?
whoopsie. Come on.
Where's Assassin Strike? Teleport Flurry.
And I just used up the last of my shield credits, essentially.
Really?
Yeah, I just maxed out Spider-Man's defense, Iceman's defense, and the Human Torch's fire damage.
Oh, I guess you do have 3 characters. We need to do that cheat again and get more money.
Yeah.
I don't know if maxing was the way to go though.
We'll see. You ready?
I haven't upgraded any of this stuff yet. What is the name of that buff that he gives? Is it Battle Cry? Probably Battle Cry.
It might be, yeah.
Hit the bear. How, how do I upgrade it? Wait, can I not upgrade? It does not give me option to upgrade. I got no points. Ain't got no points. Alright, cool.
Ready?
Ready.
Woohoo! Time for some action.
Colossus. Yeah.
All right.
Hi, what can I do for you? It was built by the device was so
Why do you sound like a chump?
It had a way of burning out test subjects. Any mutant that used it usually wound up in the hospital for a couple of weeks. You know me. I'm just here to help.
All right. Let's see if there's any new info.
Hey,
Oh,
congratulate me. I managed to hack into the SHIELD database and get more info. I found out that SHIELD's think tank, the Imperium, is working on something called Project Warlord. I'm not
Project
sure,
Warlord?
but I've got bigger problems. SHIELD's hot on my trail, and I've got to hide. There's only 2 places I figure I can go. The Baxter
They need better
Building
code
or
names
the
for
X
things.
Mansion. Ask Pym which one would be safer.
I would
X Mansion.
assume the X Mansion would be safer, but
This man is Wong.
Do for you.
is the Baxter Building safe?
Safe. Like will it catch on fire or fall over in an earthquake? Well, the Baxter Building is home to the Fantastic Four, and sometimes Reed Richards does work for SHIELD. So yeah, there could be soldiers there. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Professor Xavier about that.
Can
You
we
know me. I'm just here to help.
should we just trust our guts?
You know, I have a feeling that we could do that, but it's probably safer to complete this side quest by actually talking.
Greetings. I apologize for not giving you my full attention. Using Cerebro to locate Nightcrawler requires a great deal of effort. Yes, he's definitely in Mephisto's realm. I've even managed a small amount of communication with him. It seems the mutant
How many
amplifier
Clone Wars
is
actors are
causing
in
a
this?
great deal of pain. I'm afraid not. Generating a
Considering how many actors get reused for different roles, probably quite a few.
Yeah. I like Wong's dance moves over there. Kinda like a moonwalk. But he stays still. He's using both feet.
A far more pressing danger. A creature named Blackheart is stalking Kurt. I'm not sure I understand your question. No, they aren't. I don't believe having soldiers within my home would sit well with the X-Men. You're quite well.
All right, let's go and talk to our Weasley hacker.
So we're gonna put Weasel in the.
Yeah, we're gonna send him to the X Mansion. As soon as we find the staircase again.
What's going on? Thanks. When you get back from Mephisto's realm, I'll try to have more info on Project Warlord.
Also, they gotta name these things better.
I don't know. And believe me, I looked everywhere I could. S.H.I.E.L.D. is dead serious about keeping that information from...
Is it just me, or are his fingers like ridiculously long?
Well,
We got hand shovels.
I can try, but first I've got to avoid getting caught by S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not going to do anybody any good stuck in a super high-tech maximum security prison.
I mean, it's
Just in it for the-
efficient. Moon.
All right. Orb of teleportation. Take us where we need to go.
I must ponder this. I was like the Billy and
This
Mandy.
next mission takes you to Mephisto's realm. It's an alternate dimension that's filled with fire and brimstone.
Ah, why can't we ever be sent to an alternate dimension filled with lonely supermodels?
Because we're going to save Nightcrawler. You got a problem with that?
Nope, sorry. I'll just be quiet now.
Best news I heard all day.
Why is Nightcrawler in Mephisto's realm?
Dr. Doom somehow forced him to teleport a group of them to that dimension.
How is that possible? Nightcrawler's abilities were never that strong.
They used a device known as a mutant amplifier. It magnified his powers far beyond the norm.
What's this amplifier doing to Kurt?
We estimate it's overdriven his powers to the point that it's causing physical damage. You have to move fast, or it'll kill him.
Why would you
You know why
think
the
that he would
masters of
know?
evil are going to this dimension.
I mean, he is the guy in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Would be helpful. So far, we've been
Yeah,
completely in the
but
dark as to what Doom is up to.
But Kurt comes
he's
first.
completely in the dark.
He'll risk his life. You got it, bub.
I understand, Wolverine. Nightcrawler's safety is the #1 priority. So get moving.
And next time he goes on a mission, he's gonna hang out with a bunch of supermodels.
This is exactly where I didn't want to be today. Look at me.
Pepsi
I'm allergic to being
Man.
in puddles.
Robert,
Oh.
I understand your trepidation, but you must remain calm.
I've never gotten this dialogue before.
There's no real threat to you.
That's
This
cool.
place is all fire and brimstone. I don't know if I can take it.
Need I remind you that Nightcrawler is depending on you to save him?
You're right, sir. Now isn't the time for me to go mental. I'll keep it in control.
Excellent. Now I
Good
urge
job,
you to
Pepsi
move
Man.
quickly. My psychic power is waning. I cannot protect Nightcrawler much longer.
Hey, I got no problem with moving quickly. The faster, the better.
Now, theoretically, Iceman's powers wouldn't work here because there shouldn't be any humidity for him to draw from.
Very good then.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you and your team, Robert.
Save game.
Do I gotta?
We don't want any repeats of the Atlantis incident.
Why not?
Why does
Good.
Deadpool have an imp stuck on his back?
Good question.
So should we rip and tear our way through this place like the Doom guy?
Is that not the only way forward? Oh, need to pay attention.
Sure thing.
Rip and tear.
Rip and tear until it is done. Even the music is agreeing with us on that one. All right. Up the stairs we go. Yeah, this is hell.
Yep. It's not even like HEL. Like, the Norse equivalent. This is just straight up Catholic hell. Check it off. Oh yeah, we should probably check that. The next
Wait.
puzzle.
Why do I no longer have control of Spider-Man?
You pressed away?
Oh. Spider-Man's been possessed.
Cool. Why?
I don't remember the enemies being able to do that.
Cool. Have you finished the PlayStation 3 version before?
No, but as far as I'm aware, all versions of the game have the same endings. It's just the characters that are playable that's different across them.
Yeah, but
I
the
have...
version you did finish was the PlayStation portable game, right?
Yeah, I did finish the PSP version several times. Oh. You know what? Now I want a Marvel game that's all about people tearing through this place.
Man, we can't even get Ratchet and Clank titles to have dirty jokes in them. And you want a fully Catholic hell with all the Marvel characters?
Make it a game where you play as Blade, Doctor Strange. Let me think. Who's another supernatural character that deals with this kind of stuff? Oh, Ghost Rider would be another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade, Ghost Rider, and Doctor Strange. And they have to fight their way through hell. Doomslayer style. Wait. I am a fool.
What?
Sacrifice upon the altar shall imprison thee. Okay. I think we have to, like, grab one of these guys and throw them onto the... Yeah.
Okay. Almost.
Wait. It happened again.
What?
Demon possession, so now you gotta punch yourself. I don't remember that being a mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, the point I was trying to get to earlier is I think that maybe that was a console exclusive mechanic. Because it might not have been able to be doable in the PSP. What did that thing say again?
It sacrifice upon the altar shall imprison thee.
Do we just need to get the
I
pill
think
there?
we just need to kill them on top of the center stage here.
Okay. I'm up here if you want to kill me.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah. Beat up Iceman.
I was getting there. Okay. I am now Iceman again.
Oh. Alright, throw him over here. Alright, did that do it?
No. Alright.
Okay.
Is he down? Okay. Or is he just waiting for this guy to be down? Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh, okay.
Ooh, scary black hole. Let's see where he goes. Alright. Well, that's one candle. I guess we gotta do 5 of these kinds of challenges.
The camera just jumped.
Alright, what's this gimmick? Thy way shall be lit by the flames of impure souls. Oh. I guess we gotta, kill some demons.
Thought it would be a little bit darker if it's gonna light the way.
I think it's being metaphorical. Oh, wait. I think I know what we must do. Throw him into the fire.
It's kind of like fire. He definitely died from the fire there.
Hey everybody, look! I won! I won!
Go ahead.
Oh, we gotta throw him into the lava. Okay. That...
Sure.
Don't use the term flames when you're talking about a pit of fire and brimstone.
That's liquid rock over there, not fire. Human. Johnny, get out of the way.
Johnny said no.
Why'd you get in the way?
Come on, go into the...
Not into the pit. It burns!
Doing the Lord's work here. Ah.
Why is shield money in hell?
I mean, where do you think they get their government contracts from?
Implications. Give me the hint.
Whilst thy name is carven in stone, thy shall be invincible. Okay. That... destroy the graves.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I could play the game too, but whatever.
That one, I think, was the easiest, easiest
There
riddle
wasn't
so
even-
far.
Yeah. There wasn't even like an impossible boss that you had to like navigate around.
Much longer. My shields are under attack by a creature known as Blackheart. To boost the psychic shields,
Are you familiar with Blackheart as a Marvel
Yes.
character? I'm not.
So in the comics, he's like an amalgamation of a bunch of like the negative energy created by a bunch of like vengeful spirits that all just kind of conglomerated together to form a singular entity. And in the live action Ghost Rider movie, he was they oversimplified his backstory to just being the son of the devil. No other explanations there. He's just, oh yeah, he's just the rebellious teenage son of the devil.
I would rather have little Nicky.
I'm with the team.
That's cool. Why?
excellent. I would recommend Jean stay where she is, so that she can concentrate on
Why
do
wouldn't
you know-
we have backup for her?
Watch yourself, Jean.
Not to worry, Professor. I'll create a mental shield of my own.
Then the best of luck to us all.
Yeah, this
Plot
can
twist.
only lead to good things. Am I right, guys?
Plot twist. Jean Grey isn't actually psychic. She's just corporate, overly positive. Don't worry, boss. I have a positive shield around me. We're gonna go this one.
Let's,
This way. This way. We're gonna finish this counterclockwise.
all right,
Can't go back
fine,
and
dang
forth.
it. We'll finish it
We're in-
counterclockwise.
We're in Hiffle.
Home for infinite losers?
Yes.
Only the eternal torch shall renew the flames of the... All right.
Johnny, get over here. Oh, we have to kill 4 specific leapers? Okay. These are getting more boring.
Next time, I want to fight somebody who doesn't smell like old cheese.
Did we, like, start off with the hardest one? Do we...
How did I end up on the other end of... Never mind. It's just...
The wrong end of a boomstick. Yoink.
Alright, let's carry the, not Olympic torch to all of the, braziers here.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
That one was
Need to get
just... That one
Zelda
wasn't even a
puzzle solved.
fun, like, puzzle.
Yeah. I don't know. Was breaking all the tombstones fun?
I mean, that one at least came with a riddle. Alright, let's see what the evil spellbook says this time.
While the tree of ages live, my servant shall never perish.
Oh, cut down a tree. Got it.
Where are the trees?
Oh, yeah, I should probably grab this axe. We'll defeat them with the power of friendship. And this axe I found.
Portal. If only there was someone like susceptible to like evil things.
I don't know much about him, other than he's supposed to be the son of Mephisto.
Son of a bitch.
He enjoys forcing people to make choices they normally wouldn't, choosing the lesser of two evils.
Like the U.S. political system.
My pleasure.
So this is where all the politicians learned how to play the game.
Blackheart is proving much stronger than I'd anticipated.
You thought about it,
Almost
didn't you?
in my last shield around Nightcrawler. Jean, I require your full attention.
I'm here, Professor, but I'm under attack by Blackheart's minions.
This is why you should have
Psychically.
sent more than one person. You could have
I don't
also
think he
sent
sent
Emma
her.
Frost. Have 2 psychics there. Could have sent Doctor Strange as backup.
Kind of like a psychic.
I mean, he's magic.
Kind of psychic. Pokemon doesn't know the difference.
I'm sorry, Professor.
Jean!
Never stood a chance, Xavier. Now both the X-Men,
Raru?
as will be the rest of your team very soon.
That's King Raru.
I don't know. He likes the bunny ears.
No, he had them. They were just down. Let's try this again. So,
Where to
however,
go?
will we get across this lava?
It's almost like one of us can fly, another can teleport.
A third of us can swing, and a fourth of us can also
3 of us
fly.
basically can fly.
Oh, we looking for? This ball of fire. Oh, him? No, no, no. Watch him die. It's funnier this way.
It's the Loch Ness Monster. He's come to get its tree fitty.
Oh no, fire, my one weakness.
So do you think this would act like hyperbolic time chamber training for Iceman? Being surrounded by his one weakness?
No. That's not how any of this works.
Isn't it, though?
Exposure therapy doesn't exactly work with physical elements. Exposure therapy is for like.
Well, I'm saying it would force him to utilize his powers more and possibly push them to the absolute extreme limit.
You are officially a loser.
He's got to get good first. Why did I fucking roll?
Okay. See. Man, this place is filled with OSHA violations.
Are you saying OSHA is inherently good?
Well, you know, devils are in the details and all.
I think devils hide in the details. Alright, let's do this one first.
And the more regulations there are...
Money! Another engagement ring.
Alright, and I'm pretty sure there was another one this way.
So why was it a standard thing that Deadpool teleport?
Because at one point in the comics he got a hold of a teleportation device he wears around his belt. And now that's just a thing he can do in this game. Kind of like how at the end of Deadpool 2 he got the time travelers or Cable's time travel thingy and started using it.
I don't know. I liked how we shot Ryan Reynolds in the back of the head.
Alright. Well, let's see. Can we read the book here? Oh, now I remember. We gotta go and do
Was
a
this here
thing.
before? Oh, the knockback. Nasty.
Now I remember. We have to destroy the chains.
Get the thing off your back. Oh, that's my back.
Yeah. Alright, let's destroy the next chain. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So apparently they released the trailer for the next Spider-Man movie, but I have not seen it.
Oh, you need to watch it. There's a lot going on.
I mean, from what I've heard, there's going to be like 3 or 4 different villains in the movie.
There's more than that in the trailer. Are these the ties that bind? Is that a Lord of the Rings reference that you failed to live up to? Elemental resistance.
Now, what was
He's
a reference to Lord of the Rings?
I think the fire giant said, "You shall not pass."
Oh.
Not even a dragon.
You shall not pass this class if you don't get an A in the science fair.
Volunteer, volunteer, volunteer.
You know what? Johnny, you touch it.
Yeah, I was about to do that.
What's going on? Where am I? What are you doing here?
Not the voice I'd have gone with for Ghost Rider.
Yeah, this is not inspired voice acting here.
I'd have gone for more of like a... What's going on? Where am I? What are you doing here?
Batman.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like in the movie.
Nah, should be like, I'm Nicholas Cage.
Just great. So the only way to free your teammate is to fight Mephisto. I was safer when I was a prisoner. But what the heck?
He speaks in xylophone tone.
We don't want to keep Mephisto waiting, do we?
That? Did we see the same splash screen?
With
Spider-Man?
Blackheart holding Spider-Man hostage, yeah.
Was that Blackheart?
Yeah.
Okay. It looked more like Null.
Yeah, Null hadn't been invented yet.
Yeah. I didn't think so. It's like, Null shouldn't be in this game.
And honestly, I have mixed feelings on the whole concept of Null as a character. On the one hand, cool on you for expanding the lore of the symbiotes, but on the other hand, why'd you have to overcomplicate the lore of the symbiotes?
I think it kind of like simplifies it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, we can switch to Ghost Rider. Time to whip some chains. I wonder, does he...
What's the current goal? What's in the box?
Johnny, I think you've been replaced.
Has he? Does he have a group buff as well?
Let's see.
Hey everybody, look!
what does this one do? It.
Where's this health bar go to?
Do we go this way?
Gone now. Oh, there was a purple health bar on my screen, and it was kind of in the corner.
Yeah, I think Ghost Rider is just already way stronger than Human Torch.
Can he fly?
He cannot.
Mm.
To
Does
be
he have
fair,
a buff?
huh?
Does he have a party buff?
No, but I don't think the Human Torch had one either.
Nah. Well, certainly not equipped. I didn't really look into replacing it. What's in the box?
Nothing, because you can't destroy it or open it.
Huh. The other one you could.
Get over here. But he's like taking all these guys out with one hit of his whip.
I think they're all just going down in one hit.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess they are.
So we're gonna continue exploring the map.
Yeah, let's go back this way.
This is the way we came from.
Yeah, there's more unexplored territory this way.
There's unexplored territories in both directions.
Okay, never mind.
I'm down with replacing Human Torch, but I think I like using him for his higher speed. Because we could just be flying past all these guys. Ooh, a piece of candy. Light jet. You good?
Do you think the game devs at Ravensoft were Doom fans?
Considering this is an RPG, maybe not.
No, I mean just listening to the soundtrack for this level in particular.
Yeah.
Does this not sound like something that would be in the Doom series?
The Doom reboot, maybe. Because the original was all 9 Inch Nails covers.
There was Metallica.
Okay,
and some
9 Inch Nails
original pieces.
But it wasn't like this.
I don't know, I think Doom 3 had this kind of soundtrack. Although, I'd have to actually go back and play Doom 3 to confirm.
Outside of don't know. What has Ravensoft done?
Now?
I know they're doing Call of Duty now. Well, Call of Duty support.
Ravensoft did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna say on the count of 3, alright? 1, 2, 3, Nightcrawler.
We're gonna save Nightcrawler.
We were supposed to say it at the same time, but...
We know Jean will come back to life. That's how the Phoenix Force works.
Yeah.
Also, it may be the more challenging boss fight, but saving Nightcrawler gets you a much better ending. Although if we had sent Magneto here, we could rescue both of them at the same time, logically speaking.
Punch him in the face with a punch.
Ouch.
That's fair. Human Torch also had a really good flamethrower attack.
True. Oh, wait a minute. How did I end up over here?
Yeah, smack the ground.
Oh. I forgot he had that as a gimmick.
Multiple lives. Or is the goal not to fight him at all?
Oh, it won't let me smash his little pod, though. Yeah, you just have to kill him a bunch of times.
How many lives he got for? That'd be fair. Or do we need to go out this way?
Ooh, a glaive. Yeah, we can't get in through there.
Alright.
We have to fight him.
Get over here, you guys. You guys mind lending me a hand?
Sure thing.
Good thing that invisible wall kept you from falling off. Oh no!
It would be nice if he would quit singling Spider-Man out. He must really... Ah! What happened to the camera?
Ghost Rider fell off and I was trying to figure out how to put him all on screen.
Wait, Ghost Rider fell off the edge?
Yep.
I didn't think that was possible in this arena.
Yeah, me neither. You fell off. You hit the invisible wall yourself. You know, you say that you were being singled out, but I feel like I was. Hey, Deadpool, can you actually do that? See, like, as I'm getting up from the AoE attack,
Deep freeze.
that was a tad overdone.
When you finally get tired of the boss using the same ability over and over and over again. So you just say, screw it. Let's use our ult right here and now. Alright, we's gonna rescue Nightcrawler.
Why did I know Nightcrawler would come down the left?
Nightcrawler, you're Catholic. You already live a life of guilt.
Yeah.
Plus, Jean will come back to life.
Jean! That should have been me. Why didn't you save Jean? I would have gladly sacrificed myself. You know that.
Nightcrawler, please calm down.
I'm curious what Gene would have said.
Quite right,
The same thing, pretty much.
There is a score to settle with Mephisto.
Just with less religious undertones.
No, there is not, Kurt. You are to return to home base at once. I'll not have you jeopardizing this mission.
I see. If those are your orders, I will comply.
Yes. Yes, she was. But it is up to you to give her death meaning. Stop the Masters of Evil.
Also, he said it's the vortex of infinity. It doesn't really imply that you're going to die if you fall into it.
Also, it's a vortex, but it's not vortexing. Have we unlocked all the characters that we're going to unlock?
With exception to Silver Surfer, who's like supposed to be a New Game Plus type character, pretty much, yeah. We'd have to put in the code to unlock the other ones because they require you to hunt down those stupid action figures.
Come then, and face me. I will show you an entirely new world of pain when I rip your astral spirit from your body.
For a second or two, I thought he was about to say something so much worse.
Rip your ass apart!
We should go back to the shield, to a shield checkpoint.
To the left.
If it'll let us.
One hop this time. Left foot, let's stomp.
What? Why is it
This way.
making me roll backward?
Specifically that way. Look at all these guys. Oh no, these guys have gone up in strength. I'll have to use my ultimate move. Knives. Made of ice. Ghost Rider's alive. Although, do you want Ghost Rider or do you want that flamethrower light guy back?
You know, for the aesthetics of the team, we should go back to using Human Torch. But I think he's locked currently because we had him switch places with Ghost Rider. All the way back to the beginning.
Wouldn't it be hilarious?
What?
In a sad sort of way. If there's one of these shield things on the other side of the portal.
Oh, that would be...
Funny if it's that kind of way. Mephisto, normal. Ready.
Okay. Change team.
So what's with the Mystic Iron Man splash screen?
Oh, I don't know what that one's about. Yep, just as I thought. Human Torch is locked until we beat this level. So if we keep Ghost Rider, it would make sense. Or we could put somebody else as the team babysitter.
Nah, Ghost Rider. The team was originally supposed to be like all black.
Yeah, but
There's some
but Human
distinctions
Torch
in
didn't
the
have a black costume.
Yeah. I think you made a wrong turn. Hold up. What's that? What's in the box? Speaking of characters who didn't exist, Kamala Khan.
Yep.
But now we only have Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, back when Carol Danvers was actually written to be a likable character. And not the kind of person who would arrest somebody just because there was a 1% probability that they'd kill Captain America.
Is that when she goes downhill? The Civil War?
Civil
comic?
War 2, that's not where it happens, but it is the biggest example of her becoming being an unlikable character. I'd say the downhill spiral happened shortly after they gave her the title of Captain Marvel. Yeah, it keeps having me roll backward.
Maybe it's a Dead Zone thing.
Oh, let's go to the Stygian Abyss. Wow, that character model is
Untextured.
I mean, I remember him being all red in the PSP version, but I think there was a little more like texture to his skin.
Cool, we get to get out of here. Neat.
Oh.
Also, your minions suck.
Yeah, they've been pretty easy to kill. Like, honestly,
even the fire giants. It's just really hard to notice.
Honestly,
when the
this would
leapers
be a
jump on the
breezy
back.
vacation for the Doom Marine.
Mhm.
And that dude's just a regular mortal with guns.
About that.
Yes, I know they later added to the lore, making it so he was, like, empowered by divine forces, but it's funnier to think of it as just a normal guy having a really bad day.
Wayne Johnson. For those of you unaware, in the Doom movie, back before Doom 2016, and they redid the lore, they cast Dwayne Johnson to be a Doom guy, and he just kind of like went crazy. He was a normal guy dealing with. It wasn't like,
So
oh, what? What? Oh, I was not expecting that.
why are there so many of you? Wait, what the? That wasn't the.
One less fire giant.
Okay.
So are we going to the portal?
Let's head this way. Because they're just spawning in infinitely. And let's just...
Ever lasted this long in my domain, and as a token of my admiration, I will bring back Jean Grey.
You can do that?
I mean, it is his realm and I guess his rules, right?
I thought Dark Phoenix kind of overpowered him.
But before I grant you this favor, you must prove yourself worthy.
A puzzle?
Oh no. Not a panic. Wait, what the?
Oh, are the controls inverted?
We need to grab one of those swords the fire giants use and then smash the statues. All while fighting
Okay.
Mephisto.
I don't even know what's going on. Yeah.
So I don't remember how and where they spawn in. Where did he go?
It's his realm. He can go where he wants.
Like, there he is.
Do we need to like progress the plot?
Yeah, I think we have to beat him up and defeat his henchmen. Yeah, okay. Now I remember.
He's invulnerable.
Yeah, he or maybe you have to get him to do the thing with the sword.
I don't know. He's currently invulnerable.
Oh. Okay.
Disarm?
Yeah, we have to pull the sword away from him and then...
Well, it's a good thing you got a DualShock 4 turned on for this.
Yay! Yep, all because the Xbox had drift problems.
It also had lack of gyro problems.
Quit casting panic.
Alright. Grab the thing.
Come on. Whee!
rinse and repeat 3 more times.
Yes. Repeat this step 5 times. Okay, that bounces projectiles back. Wait, or maybe I'm just not hitting him. There must be a way to get around that. Fear, panic, run. Danger.
Should we be doing...
Spidey senses. Slows enemies down. Now if we were
yeah.
to... Oh, he became invulnerable again. Come on, come on. Oh, I don't have enough energy.
Oh, you don't have enough energy for that?
To do the spider sense, yep. Oh, he dropped the sword this time.
Gotta mix it up, you know?
I love that he chased after me like, give me back my sword. Do you have any idea how expensive that thing is?
What just happened? I thought I died.
I didn't mean to ruin this happy moment, but I failed to notice.
Quite correct, Lord.
There's always a catch.
With pleasure, my lord.
Oh no, the person who's known for being corrupted became evil. We
Oh,
just need to
no.
beat him up though, right? No more invulnerability phases.
Oh, you switched over to Ghost Rider, okay.
Yeah. I've been switching this whole time.
If only there was a way to bypass that panic ability.
Sure thing.
Can't even aim at him. Take over here.
Oh, he's healing her. Okay, I don't remember him doing that.
I think I can freeze her. She gets over here.
Spiders tingling. That should slow them down.
Could also slow us down. Shit. We're still panicking. He's invulnerable again. We're out of statues.
No. All you did was clear my mind. I'm sorry, but Mephisto was right. I'm just an echo of my real self. I'm sorry, but I can't leave here. And we have to face facts. You can't defeat Mephisto. But
There's no
I
face
can,
cam.
by sacrificing what little energy I have left. Nothing can be done for me now, and I would rather die than spend an eternity here. Take care, my friends. Tell Scott I love him. And tell Logan. Goodbye. All right, Mephisto. I'm done playing games. Get ready to face the power of the Phoenix.
Off screen. Okay.
No, not off screen. Just underwhelming cutscene.
Yeah. It's like exit stage right. Explosion sounds.
Meanwhile, Spider-Man.
Cut.
Oh no, Jean sacrificed herself for us. She really didn't have to do that. Yes.
Zachary Quentin Flynn. I want the most amount of sarcasm in that delivery.
For Professor X?
No, for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Man, if we were in some sort of like comic book world, we could like revive her, and it'd be super easy. Maybe if we had Dragon Balls or something.
Team, I hate to even bring this up, but Mephisto did mention Dr. Doom had plans for Asgard. Return to base as quickly as possible so that we can respond to this new threat.
Nick Fury, are you gonna believe the devil? You're gonna start taking hunches from offhanded comments from the devil?
I apologize. I had people in the room rummaging through things.
Believe more deeply in the X-Men's struggle to promote understanding between mutants and humans. And while we may miss Jean as a friend, the world is going to miss her as the rarest type of champion there is. I wish there was additional time to mourn Ms. Gray's death, but from what was heard in Mephisto's realm, we have to get to Asgard quickly. To go to Asgard, use the orb of teleportation.
You know, honestly, Jean's death is on Xavier. He should have sent her in with backup.
What exactly did she contribute in there again?
She was supposed to add more mental shielding for Nightcrawler so Blackheart wouldn't get a hold of him.
Right.
And she failed because she didn't have backup.
Instead, she just got controlled herself.
All right. Oh yeah, we need to put the Human Torch back in. Actually, I want to see his alternate suits.
Johnny Blaze
The
was
original
fated to have a burning head.
Vengeance, which is like much more gnarly looking.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one before.
In the PSP version, you couldn't tell that it was like a demon skull. It looked more like a like Ghost Rider was wearing a mask over top of the skull.
Honestly, there isn't a lot of fidelity in this version either.
And then you got Western. Yeehaw, good old fashioned Carter Slade.
Okay, I get the hat. I get The
So
holsters and the pistols.
before they retconned him, originally he was just a cowboy who Lone Ranger type backstory. Cowboy that got killed, allegedly. Everybody thought he was dead, but he actually survived, so he made up this like costume and everything to make himself look more like a ghost, covered in like phosphorescent material so it glowed at night. And he just went around being the spirit of vengeance, Batman style. And then after that, when they released the Johnny Blaze version of Ghost Rider, they retconned Carter Slade into being the first Ghost Rider, where he's actually like a supernatural spirit of vengeance.
Yeah.
So this costume is a holdover from the former rather than the latter.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. However, why does he have abs or clearly defined abs and pecs and a cape?
Because it's a superhero comic and they wanted him to look like a superhero.
Okay.
I personally prefer classic.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Are his flames hotter than Johnny Storm's, or is that just like the lack of gamma in the back? It's lack of gamma in the back. Nope. I can still see white beneath. Johnny
his flames
Blaze's
are
skull.
supernatural hellfire, so like
Yeah, but like in the actual artistic creation of this room and like how everybody stands and how the fire is presented on screen right now, hyper literally. Yeah, Johnny Storm or whoever's in the foreground has a lot more brightness to their flames, but I did not see any white whenever Johnny Storm was in the back. But I do see some white on Johnny Blaze. And it does not help that they're both named Johnny.
Pose like you mean it, team.
Let's take a look at Asgard.
Yep. All right, Orb of Teleportation. See, like, this is the first one where the head HQ changing locations makes sense.
Ho, brave warriors of Asgard! I've come to pay my respects to Odin.
This doesn't look out of place for a Skyrim mod. Aside from like character animation actually being decent.
The day of reckoning has arrived.
You know who would be really good at fighting these giant gray abominations? The Hulk.
I almost said Jack. Did you ever finish Lost Frontier?
Yeah.
Okay.
And while I don't have as much of a hatred for it as you do, I do agree that it is the weakest game in the series.
Oh, by far.
Fun fact, Vikings did not actually have horns on their helmets. That was a Celtic thing. You know what's funny is they show this army of super soldiers, but in the levels for this game, you only have to fight like 3 of them.
Look around you,
In the
team.
PSP
We're
version.
standing in a land very few humans have ever seen. This is the world known as
Who
Valhalla.
the fuck are you?
It's where brave Asgardian warriors go when they die.
Is this an MMO? Have we been playing an MMO this whole time? Is that just a player character running around the quest area?
I think that's supposed to be Heimdall.
I can see off!
Wait, this is Valhalla? How come we're not burning alive? Mortal beings shouldn't be allowed to set foot in Valhalla, no matter the circumstances.
Understand that
Oh, guys,
the
it's over
only
here.
reason we're allowed to
This
make
way.
headquarters here is because Asgard has fallen, and they need our help to defeat Doom. Right now,
I can
we
see
have two possible
everything.
missions. First, the gate of the the Bifrost Bridge has been locked and needs to be opened. Second, many of the gods are being held prisoner
I have
in
news
Asgard.
to share with you
For more
all.
information on freeing the
I
prisoners,
need to
talk
share.
to Lady Sif. To find out about the Bifrost Bridge, talk to Hermod. If you're ready to start now, take the path to Asgard or the portal to Bifrost.
I can see the future.
Yeah, if you catch up to him and talk to him, I think he'll reference how he has to, like, run messages back and forth.
Greetings, human.
Oh,
My
Hermod.
name is Hermod, and I bring bad news. The Bifrost Bridge is under attack by the Wrecking Crew. I would ask that you travel across the bridge and open the gate to
It would
Midgard.
be
Then additional
hilarious
reinforcements will
if
be
the
able to join
messenger of the
us.
gods was telling us about something in the beginning of the game.
I can see the future.
It's like, look out, guys. Doom is planning an attack on S.H.I.E.L.D.
Foot in all of Asgard. Because of my speed, I sometimes act as a messenger for Odin. Yes, I lived there for a short time because of a spell Odin cast. The gods were sent to Earth and given human identities. Bifrost is also known as the Rainbow Bridge. It's the only permanent pathway between Asgard and Midgard, or Earth, as you call it. Normally, the bridge
Midgar.
is protected by Heimdall.
I didn't realize we were
But he
playing
was
Final
taken
Fantasy.
prisoner during the battle for Asgard.
Damn it, is this Final Fantasy 14? Was this the long game?
What was the long game?
You trying to get me to play Final Fantasy 14?
I mean, if you want to play Final Fantasy 14, we could.
No, this has been a long con. You've just been trying to get me to play this because it's secretly Final Fantasy 14 in disguise. It's an RPG. They mentioned Asgard. I know that's in Final Fantasy 7.
There is a place called Ishgard in Final Fantasy 14.
See?
They are a group of villains led by a human named Wrecker. He acquired Asgardian powers when he was mistaken for Loki. Yes, as do his cohorts. They have plagued Thor and Asgard many times over the years. Certainly.
I did not want to talk to you.
Certainly.
So you know how Loki is Jesus, right?
What?
Yeah, Loki's Jesus.
In what way? Please elaborate.
The less I elaborate, the funnier it is. But what had happened was the Catholic people, as they were trying to spread their religion across Northern Europe towards the Celts and such, they had to like homogenize with the local religions in order to get them to play along. That's how the Winter Solstice Festival turned into Christmas. And one way, somehow, along this complicated game of telephone, they accidentally turned the undefined son of the Allfather, who eventually became good by the end, Loki, into Jesus. Because that was the closest approximation they had.
I'm pretty sure
And-
you're thinking of Balder. Balder's the
No.
one that comes back from the dead in Norse mythology after all of the end time stuff happens.
But the Balder isn't as old as Christianity being introduced to the
Yes, he
Norse.
is. Now, there are theories that Loki used to be a god of hearth and home, and eventually the storytelling and mythology changed him into the god of mischief, and then later evil. But nah, I don't know where you got that info from, but that all feels objectively false. Except for the part about taking pagan festivals and turning them into Christian holidays. That part is true. Also, I'm waiting for you to go back to being ready. Unless you want to end stream here.
Oh, that was the plan.
Yeah. So, next time, everybody...
we find out if Loki was actually Jesus all along.
He wasn't. Spoilers.
But we will find out.
With that being said, stay tuned next Sunday for the further adventures of the Uncouth Correctors.
Bleh.